We all know that for at least the last half decade, the Chicago Bulls put one foot in, one foot out. They're a team that is perfectly fine being in the play-in tournament, maybe hosting a play-in tournament game, collect that revenue, and then are going to be picking in the back half of the lottery. And that's pretty much been the case since 2021. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I guess the Bulls more so since like the DeRozan, LaVine, Lonzo, Vucevic era have just kind of been stuck in the middle. Yeah, in a perfect world, they don't trade Vucevic. They are the ones with Franz Wagner, and they enter into more proper rebuild going forward. There's still some notable guys on the team. Now, right now when I'm recording this, Josh Giddey has not re-signed with the Bulls, so if he does re-sign and this video comes out, that's why. So he's on a 1-year, $8 million deal. I wouldn't mind having him here long-term, but right now he's on the QO, which means Giddey, Coby White, Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, Kevin Huerter are all free agents at the end of the season. Now, I feel like it was extremely unnecessary for them to give Patrick Williams, $90 million last offseason. So now we are stuck with that contract at least for the next 3 years and potentially 4, most likely 4, unless he completely turns it around. But this is a team that could have $100 million in cap space going forward. Like I said, it all depends on a Coby White or Giddey extension. 2 guys we could potentially move at the trade deadline as well. They pick up $11 million of Isaac Okoro, who they traded Lonzo Ball for. You have Matas Buzelis, who I think is by far the most intriguing player on this team and best long-term asset, probably outside of Coby White. And they drafted Noah Essengay, who's still a teenager, will be throughout his whole rookie season. He's going to have some ups. He's going to have some downs going forward. And yeah, Dalen Terry is currently here. Could have been Walker Kessler, but they did fumble that 2022 draft. So we're going to have a Coby White, Josh Giddey 1-2 punch there to figure out, like, 2K really likes to put Ayo Dosunmu at the 3 when I feel like he was never a 3 at Illinois or with the Bulls. And I would really like to get Noah Essengay some minutes in his rookie season. Like, I want to go through the ups. I want to go through the downs. I mean, like, yeah, Isaac Okoro doesn't have to crack the rotation. Same with Jalen Smith or Lachlan Obrick or Phillips or Terry or Carter. There's a lot of names here in Chicago that we could try to operate with this year. I just want to be bad. I just don't think the Bulls fans do not deserve another season where this team goes 34-48 and they end up losing in the 9-10 matchup, or they end up losing in the second round of the play-in. They just don't need that anymore. They did extend Billy Donovan, who I respect as a head coach. I think it could have been a nice change of direction, but you know what? You still have Arturas Karnisovas running the shots. You might as well keep Billy Donovan here right now. So for this season, though, when we look at the shot tendencies, I want Coby White to be the #1 scorer, 100%. Zach LaVine now is fully not here, as he was traded last year at the deadline. Vooch can get his shots up. I would love to move him at the deadline, but if you can't really move a $21 million contract in the offseason, it's going to be even harder in the regular season. I want Matas Buzelis to get a ton of touches here in year number 2. I want Ayo Dosunmu to get some touches. I like Trey Jones as the backup. It's just going forward, this team is stuck in limbo. At least they own their draft capital. At least, like, Vucevic will be off this team at the end of the season. It would be kind of hilarious if 2K loves the Bulls. I mean, Coby White dropping 35 a night in the first 2 games. He had 29 in game number 2, opening night against Detroit. What a Coby White performance we got there. All right, so I actually got offered Deni Avdija for Coby White. Not going to do that trade because I don't think the Portland Trailblazers would do that right now, but I would love to actually accept that just because of how cheap Deni Avdija's contract is going forward. I mean, Chicago's a big market, right? Like, I could try to sign somebody in 2026 free agency. I don't think I'm really going to be in the Trae Young sweepstakes right now. I actually got offered KCP and an unprotected future first-round pick for Vucevic. So the upside of this, I'm getting an unprotected first for Vucevic, even though Memphis could be good in 28. We'll see. Downside, I have to eat into KCP's 2027 salary of $21.6 million, but I don't expect to be great next year, right? Like, we're going to get off of the Huerter deal. We're going to get off of some money in the offseason, John Collins as well, and Vucevic. I might as well accept this contract or accept this trade. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. Vucevic couldn't really net Chicago much in the offseason, and Memphis is going to be a little bit aggressive here. I just accidentally declined it. I meant to accept it. Hopefully, I could still make that trade. Okay, perfect. Let's do this trade, and we acquire an additional first-round pick going forward. This is what Chicago should be doing. Now, Golden State has been linked to Josh Giddey this offseason. I'm also very intrigued about this deal. I can get a 2027 first-round pick for Golden State for Josh Giddey, who's playing very well for us this year. We are 14-10. 2K just loves to make the Bulls semi-decent. I want to be bad. I want to be picking in the top 10. The Bulls and their fans deserve a top pick in the draft, but Matas Buzelis has looked great this year. Zach Collins maybe could get me something at the deadline. He's now the starting center, and we obviously have Jalen Smith in the mix as well. Kevin Huerter shooting 38% from three. I'd love to trade him, but he's making $18 million a year. So many expensive contracts here in Chicago. And Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks takes home the NBA Cup MVP award, 29 points, 5 assists, 54, 42, 87 splits. The Miami Heat have offered me Kasparas Akachonis and Davion Mitchell for Giddey, another solid offer. So the OKC Thunder have offered me a swap best between them and the Rockets in 2026 and Isaiah Joe for Coby White, another good offer here. Coby White's putting up 25 points a night. I want to do it. We're currently 20 and 29. Coby White will extend. I feel like I should try to keep the homegrown guy here in Chicago. I think I'm going to do it. It'd probably be wise for me to trade him, but I'm going to give Coby White, similar to maybe like an RJ Barrett extension. Let's give him $25 million a year that's going to ascend over time. Yeah, I know I could get probably a good return for him, but I feel like I should trade him. I think somebody I could move is Ayo Dosunmu at the deadline. At one point, Dosunmu was definitely a more intriguing long-term answer than Coby White, but now it's by far Coby. So we are 20 and 31 here at the deadline. This is where I'd rather be instead of 31 and 20 for sure with this team. So I think I'm going to look to move Ayo Dosunmu first, and then we'll see the Josh Giddey market if that makes the most sense, because I think I'd rather trade Giddey now than commit over $100 million to him. All right, so I want to see if the Detroit Pistons will give me their 2026 lottery protected first round pick this year and B-Ball Paul, who's guaranteed $10 million over the next 2 years for Ayo Dosunmu. They're going to want my 2029 second. We're going to do that. So right now, our first round pick, we own it. I don't know why it says we don't own it. Yeah, we own our first round pick. So I don't know what's going on with that. Like, yeah, where is my first round pick? Does it still have like the Spurs owning it from last year's season? That wouldn't make a lot of sense. No, it actually has the Pistons owning my first. Why? I don't know. I'm definitely getting my first round pick back at one point. We're going to keep this semi-realistic. Isaac Okoro, he's not really going to have much trade value right now. I think it would make sense to move Giddey, who's having a good year. He's shooting 42% from three, averaging 8.5 assists, 8 rebounds. I just don't know if I want to commit like $50 million a year to Giddey and Coby White at this moment with this roster. All right, so I want to see if the Miami Heat will trade me Kasparas Akachonis, who hasn't really played for them this year. I get Simone Fontecchio, who just recently dropped like 40 points in an Italian Eurobasket game. He's an expiring contract, but I also get Miami's unprotected 2030 first rounder. I'm giving them Dalen Terry, and I'm giving them Josh Giddey, who's an expiring contract. They want Julian Phillips for Keyshawn Johnson. Yeah, I don't think I can let that hold it up. So Kasparas, welcome here to Chicago. Giddey is by far better than Kasparas right now, but we get somebody on a 4-year, 3 years after this year, rookie contract for basically like a tenth of the price of what Giddey would go for. All right, and I'm going to trade away Kevin Huerter to the San Antonio Spurs for Harrison Barnes. These guys were involved in both of them were former Sacramento Kings. Barnes has been a good three-point shooter this year, but they value Huerter's off-ball movement, and I'm going to get a 2026 second. And to be nice to Harrison Barnes, I will be putting him in the buyout market for the rest of the season. So this rotation is definitely going to be Trey Jones at the 1, but he's going to split time with Kasparas. Coby at the 2. We could do Okoro at the 3, playing like 24 minutes a night. Let's go 35 to Buzelis. KCP can maybe build up some trade value right now. He needs to shoot more in the second half. Let's have Jalen Smith off the bench. Pat Will can come off the bench. We're not going to have Javon Carter coming off the bench. I want these final minutes to go to Kasparas Akachonis getting 24 a night, and then the remaining 15 definitely going to go to Noah Essengay, who has been okay this year. Definitely needs a little bit more playing time down the stretch. So if I actually went to KCP shot tendency, how low is it? Yeah, it's a 40. So let's get that up to like just like a 55. I want him to be a little bit more aggressive in the second half. So Josh Giddey is now a member of the Miami Heat. We re-signed Coby White, and Nikola Vucevic is in Memphis. All right, so Nikola Jokic wins MVP number 4 now for the Denver Nuggets. We're going to see Cooper Flagg take home Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook ended up signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, had a fantastic season. They should pick him up, but they can't really because they're a second apron team. He ends up winning Sixth Man of the Year, replaces essentially Ty Jerome. Montas Buzelis most improved. I'm happy he won the award, but I just don't think guys in year number 2 should get it. You have Luka, Harden, Trae Young, Giannis, and Jokic on All-NBA first team. So Trae Young with the best Hawks roster around him in a while. Probably the best year of his career. 30 points, 9.5 assists, 51, 44, 86 splits. He had to, I don't know how he didn't win MVP with those numbers, honestly. It still went to Jokic. Sabonis, unfortunately, dislocated his right patella. He is out for the year. We're not going to see any Bulls on a all-NBA team or an all-defensive team right now. And we do not get Noah Essengay on an all-rookie team. I'm really hoping that we're not here in the play-in. There we go. Okay, so we were bad enough down the stretch, which I'm happy for. Josh Giddey was the starting point guard, or the backup, I don't know, of a 48-win Miami Heat team. The Memphis Grizzlies, with Nikola Vucevic, were bad. So I don't know why they offered me that. Don't shoot the messenger. Detroit with Ayo Dosunmu ended up as the 5 seed. They went 45 and 37. They also have Emmanuel Quickley at the 1. Do you trade Cade Cunningham for Emmanuel Quickley, or is Cade Cunningham just hurt? Cade Cunningham is hurt. That scared me for a second. So end of the season, Kobe White was our leading scorer. We got decimated by injuries down the stretch. Buzelis, Collins, and Trey Jones all got hurt. Now, if I look at Kasparis, he was okay. The efficiency looked good. 17 minutes a night. He is probably going to be my opening night point guard next year, depending if I end up with like a Darren Peterson in the draft and where I would end up playing him. So we went 31 and 51, still a little bit too good for my liking, but that should still give us a projected top 10 pick. And New York is taking on Orlando here in round number 1. You have Indiana versus Detroit, a division matchup, Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, Boston, and then over here you have Dallas and Phoenix, Houston and OKC, rematch of 2020, the Bubbles, round 1, Minnesota Golden State rematch of last year, and finally a Battle of Los Angeles in the playoffs. Round number 2, you have Dallas, who swept Phoenix, you have OKC, who beat Houston in 7, Clippers and Wolves, and then you have, Trae Young and the Hawks, man. What a run Trae Young has been on this year. 30 and 12 in those 7 games. Let's see who's going to the conference finals. It is going to be the Atlanta Hawks versus Ayo Dosunmu and the Detroit Pistons. You have Minnesota versus OKC, a rematch in 2025. OKC, like last year, is going to beat them, and we're set up for Cade and Shea here in the NBA Finals. If this happened, Cade would definitely be the consensus number 2 point guard in the league. No, I guess Luka would still be ahead of him. So consensus number 3 would be like Shea, Luka, and Cade. If Cade won it all, if Cade got finals MVP, he may be looked at as the best point guard in the NBA. So the Pistons won the 2026 NBA Finals, a division rival for us. I have -1 points remaining. That's not good, and I don't even have any of that filled out. So, yeah, we're going to have to just do something like that, which is pretty unfortunate. LeBron retires. Any Chicago Bulls retiring? Jimmy Butler, Bulls. I don't know about Bulls legend, but did play for the Bulls. Taj Gibson, you could say he's a Bulls legend as well, retiring. Joe Prunty and Jordi Fernandez both retire as well. LeBron James is going to the Hall of Fame. We do retire Derrick Rose's jersey number, and we are not going to change any of these right now. So let's go here to the draft lottery, where this is going to be very crucial for us. In my, what rebuild was it? The Supersonics rebuild, I had horrible luck. So we're actually projected the 4th overall pick. I don't know why there's something with Portland right there. So don't worry, I'm getting my 1st round pick. Portland's is a lottery protected. I hope it gives them some luck. Okay, so yeah, my pick is going to stay there at number 6. So unfortunately, I don't get much luck. I think we dropped the spot or 2. Do we have any other first? Yeah, we have 20 via Detroit from the Ayo Dosunmu trade. So I got to make sure that, like, I'm getting my pick going forward. So you're going to tell me next year it's going to go to Portland? Yeah, that should not happen. I don't know why Portland has our 1st round pick. We're going to keep Billy Donovan. All right, so let's see how the 2026 draft goes. The Wizards with number 1. They select Darren Peterson. That's a no-brainer. Now the Wizards have one of the best futures in the league. Dash Daniels goes number 2 to Utah. Hello. Phoenix takes Kareem Lopez at 3. So you still have AJ Debinsa and Cameron Boozer on the board. I mean, what are the odds we can move up? I don't want to move Kobe White to move up. I don't really know what I would want to give up, because we have Essengay, we have Buzelis. So one of those guys, well, Essengay would probably take a back seat if we ended up with Boozer or Debinsa, or AJ. So let's see who goes number 4 to OKC. They take AJ Debinsa. Is number 5 going to be Houston, or is it going to be Cameron Boozer, or is he going to slide to me? Please, this is so risky. I should have traded up. It's LeBaron Philon. Hello. Okay, so Cameron Boozer falls to the 6th overall pick. I mean, I wonder what, like, my offers would be. Nothing that, nothing's too special. I don't really want DeMar DeRozan or Lauri Markkanen. So, yeah, we are going to take Cameron Boozer with this pick, who's ranked here out of Duke. He's a consensus top 3 pick. In my opinion, the 2nd best player in the 2026 class, behind Darren Peterson. And we also have pick 20 as well. Mikael Brown goes to the Raptors. Not familiar with Richie Childress here. Charlotte ends up trading the pick to Utah. Little swap. Well, Lauri Markkanen's going to Charlotte. Kind of love that for them, being aggressive. Nate Ament's going to Utah, and Portland takes somebody from France. Dame Sarr goes to the Pels. The Bucks are going to end up trading this pick for Paul George, who was on the Nets. And then with my next pick here, we could look at Elijah Arenas. I don't mind. We can look at Jasper Johnson. You know, I want to take somebody that's like I know of. Darius Akuff, Jawan Lowe is here. I saw some other guys. Tonde Yesufu is here. Jaden Quainance is here as well. Just like a big body inside, something we could probably use. Just because, yeah, I don't have any big men on this roster. So you know what? I'm going to take, there's Jackson Lendenberg as well from Michigan. I'm going to take Jaden Quainance, who's going to be playing at Kentucky next season. So I essentially went 2 power forwards in this draft, but one of these guys could definitely be like a small ball 5 at some point next year. No surprise, KCP opts in, and we're going to pick up that team option on Matas Buzelis. Not going to offer anybody here outside of Lachlan Obrick the qualifying offer, and here we are in free agency. So going into next year, before I even look in free agency, I'm fine at point guard. I'll probably sign a third string veteran. Shooting guard, I'm fine with as well. Small forward, I may actually move Buzelis' position. If I change him to a small forward here, do I have to do this here? Like, what is his overall change to? It goes up to an 82, so let's do that. We're going to make him a small forward. Could I make Patrick Williams a small forward? He goes up. And then could I make Noah Essengay a small forward? He goes up as well to a 75. So we're going to do that. We're going to have a little bit better small forward depth on paper. I think for center next year, yeah, like we could definitely look to add somebody if we wanted to spend a little bit. I don't know if I want to go after like Kristaps Porzingis. Definitely don't want to bring back Vucevic. Hardenstein is here. DeAndre Ayton is here. I don't mind trying to get into a little bit of a bidding war for Mark Williams, 24 years old. All right, let's see. If I give Mark Williams about $16 million a year, which is a little bit of an overpay for sure, 3 years, would the Suns match that? Zach Collins, I would bring him back on the minimum. Javon Carter could be the veteran minimum point guard. So I get Mark Williams, 3 years, $50 million. The big question is, will Phoenix match it? They do not. So Mark Williams, welcome here to the Bulls. We should definitely be more exciting next year with Cameron Boozer, Jaden Quaintance. We have Buzelis, Williams, Okoro, Essengay. We're going to have Mark Williams starting for us at the 5. A great athlete, a great lob threat as well. Kobe White, Buzelis, Trey Jones also all in the mix. Could bring back Lonzo. I think we're good. I don't really think I want to sign anybody too noticeable. We can get like Gary Payton, and we can also snag like Dante Exum, both on minimums, and that could be it because I should get Lachlan back on the QO. And here we go. Qualifying offer is going to be accepted by Lachlan Obrick. Play progression, Kobe White, 85. Buzelis, 82. Mark Williams is an 80. Patrick Williams even went up. I guess that's with the positional change. I'm really excited for next year's season. All right, so I do need to cut 3 players before the season starts. Probably B-Ball Paul is going to be one of them. He's got 1 year left on the deal anyway, so I'm okay with that. Probably Gary Payton's going to be the other one. And then I think Dante Exum will be the last one. So we'll go into next year's season. I don't think anybody was going to want to trade for KCP for me right now. And Chris Paul is going to retire at the end of the season. So we have Kasparas Akuchonis at the 1, Kobe White at the 2, Buzelis, Boozer, Williams. That's exactly how I want that to go. We're going to go 20 minutes to Essengay and Pat Will coming off the bench. P-Dub. Does anybody call them that? M-Dub. Jalen Smith is going to get like, 16 to Smith because I'm going to go 32 to Mark Williams. We can go 30 to Boozer, the rookie. 34 to Buzelis, 36 to Kobe White. We can do about 30 to Yakuchonis, which gives me about 6 more minutes here. Like a Okoro might get like 10 minutes a night, and then the other 12, we could try to play up KCP. I'm probably going to give him the Trey Jones. Like, I don't think Jaden Quaintance is going to hit the rotation just yet, but injuries can happen, and we could fill him in there. How does the first week look against the Lakers, the Pacers, and the Raptors? We end up going 0-3 to start off the year, which is fine. Kobe White dropping 26 to start off the season. Let's see when our first win is going to come. We lose to the Kings. We beat the Brooklyn Nets by 22. Kobe White had 26. Mark Williams had 16 rebounds, 10 assists for Kasparas Akuchonis. Let's see what happens here. Cameron Boozer gets her left hand fracture for 2 to 4 weeks. So, like, just like that, I'm just going to throw Jaden Quaintance into the starting lineup and see what he can do. I got offered Jakob Poeltl for Patrick Williams. It's kind of an intriguing offer, but Jakob Poeltl is just owed so much so much over the next 4 years. I just, like, don't want to take on that type of money. I'm getting plenty of trade offers for Matas Buzelis. I'm not trading him. Hope everybody knows that. Like, I'm going to actually put him on the untouchables list. And Cooper Flagg wins NBA Cup MVP. I think that's the first time I've seen him win that award. So through our first 28 games, we're 14-14. Kobe White is dropping 25.9 points a night. He's basically the new Zach LaVine here. It's not looking great for Kasparas Akuchonis, who is currently shooting 38% from the field, but the free throw percentage is encouraging. If we look and see where we are in the East, we're currently the 9th seed. Our offense, not great. It is the worst offense in the Eastern Conference, 2nd worst offense in the NBA behind the Sacramento Kings. But the defense is pretty good. We have a top 3 defense in the East right now. All right, so we are 14-27 through our first 31 games this year. I am a little worried still about Kasparas Akuchonis because obviously with younger guards, they could be a little bit inefficient attacking the rim, but he was a lot better last year. I mean, I should be very encouraged about the 8.5 assists. That is very encouraging, 100%. I'm getting a double-double out of Mark Williams. I'm getting solid play out of the 19-year-old Cameron Boozer. Matas Buzelis is taking a stride this year where he could low-key just be like a 20-point-per-game scorer in year number 4. Kobe White has been incredible for back-to-back years and well worth the extension right now. Jaden Quaintance had a nice stretch for us. Noah Essengay is somebody though that I don't want to not give up on, but like with other guys coming in like Cameron Boozer, Jaden Quaintance, Mark Williams, he's gonna be pushed to the side a little bit. I don't know why his shot tendency was that low, so I do want to up that a little bit more. I feel like this is like the 4th straight video where my batteries have been low, so I'm hoping I could just stretch them out a little bit more. Damn. Cameron Boozer breaks his right kneecap. He's out 2 to 4 months. So you know what I'm actually going to do? We're going to throw Essengay into the starting lineup, and then we'll give Jaden Quainance Noah Essengay's minutes. So that is brutal that Cameron Boozer has now been injured twice in his rookie season. It's not what you want to see, and he's going to be out for a decent amount of time. All right, so we're here at the deadline with a 24-28 record. Do we still have the worst offense in the Eastern Conference? Yes, we do. There's a chance we could end up surpassing the Milwaukee Bucks, but we also have the third best defense in the East. I honestly thought it would be the opposite. Like, Coby White not known for his defense. Same with Jakob Jonas. Same with Mark Williams. Like, these guys aren't all-world defenders. I think a big thing in the second half is hopefully Kasparis can get around like 43% from the field, finish with that at the end of the season. We're still just kind of riding this young core right now. We will get our first round pick at the end of the year. Pause. I can't believe I said that. So KCP is a $21 million expiring, but we never really got a chance to put him in the rotation. Therefore, he has no trade value out there. We are going to have about $32 million off the books with KCP and Okoro both hitting free agency. Patrick Williams will essentially have 2 years left, so I don't know if somebody would take this contract. He has been semi-decent right now, but it's still $36 million guaranteed to him going forward. I don't think I'm going to trade anybody right now. I don't know if there's any contract extensions. Patrick Williams, not going to worry about that. Jalen Smith's going to be off the books at the end of the year as well. So that's actually like $40 million we're going to have off the books. And we're 34-33. We're about to get Cameron Boozer back, and we're about to lose Jalen Smith. Though Luka Doncic wins MVP last year, it was Nikola Jokic. This year, it's Luka. Darren Peterson of the Washington Wizards takes home Rookie of the Year for the Wizards. Damian Lillard, 6th Man of the Year. I guess he's behind Scoot Henderson. Wemby, Depoy, Scoot, most improved. So yeah, Dame has taught Scoot very well, and he has finally broken out there for the Trailblazers. No shockers here on All-NBA first team. Wemby, Shea, and Jokic, and Luka. You're going to have Halliburton, Cade, Booker, Tatum, and Trae Young, who signed a 4-year, $203 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets. They didn't win it all last year. They lost in the conference finals. But are you serious? After the season he had, Atlanta didn't pay him. What are you doing? Here's All-NBA 13 featuring Bam Adebayo and Jalen Brunson. This is all defensive first team, all defensive second team with Ajax, Sar, Triple J, and then we do get Cameron Boozer on all rookie first team. We averaged around 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 42, 33, 88 splits. We didn't get Jaden Quainance on all rookie second team. So the Chicago Bulls ended up as the 7th seed this year. So we're back in Jerry Reinsdorf favorite territory, the play-in tournament. We go 41-41. That's exactly where Reinsdorf wants to be. Only thing is though, like, I'm more confident about this 41-41 team going forward and feel like we actually have a direction and an identity right now. So for the playoffs, we can have Okoro out. He was actually really bad. I'd rather just throw out Essengay. So, Jaden Quainance. So we're going to have a 9-man rotation of JQ, Jaden Quainance. We're going to have Jalen Smith play like 16 minutes a night. Essengay can get around 23, who was really good in the second half, which is encouraging. Pat Will could get about 23. Let's go 33 to Mark Will, 33 to Cameron Boozer, 35 to Buzelis, 34 to Buzelis. Let's go like 26 to Kasparis. Let's go 36 to Coby White. Can we beat the Orlando Magic in the Nikola Vucevic Bowl, the Wendell Carter Jr. Bowl? And can we advance to the playoffs as a 7th seed? If we lose, it's fine. We will get a second leg here in the play-in tournament and play. Yeah, we're actually going to play Chicago Bulls basketball for the first time since 2022. The year that they lost in round 1 to the Milwaukee Bucks. Coby White dropped 45 there in the play-in game. Coby, I'm glad I signed him. I'm going to say it. I'm glad I didn't trade him, even though I could have probably got a really nice return. I'm glad that we kept him in Chicago, and Boston beats Orlando to get the 8th spot. So we're going up against the New York Knicks in round number 1. They don't have Tibbs, but this could have been Tibbs versus his old team. The Knicks do not have any former Bulls on their roster that are playing pretty much, and we don't have any former Knicks. So let's see how this goes. Game number 1 goes to Chicago. I mean, we were a defensive team this year. We held them to 77 points, 26 from Coby White, 18 and 7 from Noah Essengay, double-doubles for both our centers, Mark Williams and Jalen Smith. We're going to go and lose game number 2. Jalen Brunson had 31. Coby White had 41. Coby White's trying to show that he is the best player in this series, but we do drop game number 3 by 12. Buzelis with 24. Coby White with 21. Kasparis with 14 and 8. Brunson had 22. Bridges 21. Cat 21. Game number 4 is going to go to the New York Knicks, 133-115. Cat at 35. Buzelis at 25. Game number 5 goes to the Knicks. So we won game 1. They had me thinking that we could pull off the upset. Then they ended up winning 4 in a row. Brunson had 46 and 9 in game number 5. Coby White had 27. So Coby White, like, really performed in this series. And if I'm serious about this team going forward, I have to have confidence in Buzelis being like a number 2 option to Kobe White moving forward. The conference finals going to be the New York Knicks and the Hawks, and then the Spurs and the Timberwolves. NBA finals, the Knicks swept the Hawks, and San Antonio beat Minnesota in 6. So even without Trae Young, they made it to the conference finals. And the Knicks swept the Spurs, so we lost to the team that won it all. Jalen Brunson averaged 49 and 7. Are you kidding me? In the NBA finals? That is a superstar all-time making performance. I feel like my morale should not have gone down. I don't get it. Well, that part went up because we made it to the playoffs. Can I bump up these? No, I only have 2 points remaining, so we'll bump up arena renovations. Let's do that. Player retirement, you have Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan, former Bull. Russell Westbrook retires. He didn't play on the team last year. Gobert retires. Wow, he dislocated his left patella at 35, and it was a career-ending injury. Man, that's kind of sad. That really is. Jason Kidd retires. That's a little bit of a shocker. Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook are heading to the Hall of Fame. They get their jerseys retired by the Thunder and the Clippers as well. So here we are in the lottery. I'm going to own my first round pick. Probably not going to get Portland's pick because that is still lottery protected, unfortunately. So the Knicks get number 1. Rockets get 2. We're not getting pick 10. That is lottery protected. So that is going to go to Portland. Do I own? And I own my first round pick at 16. So we're going to have the 16th overall pick in this draft. Could be better. Could be worse. I'm pretty sure next year is like the last year, or you know what, it might turn into 2 seconds. So let's just do that. Let's get 11 and 28 there in the second round. So let's go here to the 2027 draft where it's going to be auto-generated. We are going to have like a pick right outside the lottery. Ekpe Udoh, no way. Reincarnated, or just, well, he's not dead, so just another Ekpe Udoh entering the NBA, former top 10 pick from the Warriors many years ago. So Thomas Lyles goes number 1, a 6'9" wing to the Knicks, who won it all. They shouldn't own this first round pick, but the rich get richer. Steven Bird goes number 2 to the Rockets. Ian Harden, number 3 to the Pelicans. All look really solid. Spurs at 4 take Phillip Brown. Thunder at back-to-back picks, Percy Perkins and Gregor Fleming. Fleming actually looks really good. And I'm going to be making a trade here. I'm going to be trading away Patrick Williams and pick 16 for Quentin Grimes. Grimes, like Williams, has about 2 years left, but I'm going to be saving $8 million per year and getting off the 16th pick. I want to see if I can also snag 28. I'll give you these second rounders, so I still get a first rounder in this draft. That is the case. The Nets are going to take Jim Walsh, an undersized shooting guard out of UNLV. He is a 19-year-old 70 overall. Udoh went a pick before us to the Celtics. And I'm going to take Jared Robbins, a two-way three-point shooter out of Canada, with the 28th overall pick here in the first round. And I think, yeah, like he's a better overall than who the Nets took, but he is a year older. So we're going to sign him to a full rookie contract. Buzelis, Essengay, Yakuchonis, welcome back. I'm going to decline the option on Tre Jones, but there's a chance I look to bring him back in free agency. Loaded class here. You have Kyrie, Cat, Mitchell, Giannis, and Jokic. I don't know if I really want to sign any of the top guys. I think I still want to take like the route we've been on, and I don't know if we're good enough to really convince somebody. Now I could try to go out and sign Karl-Anthony Towns. That is definitely a possibility if we wanted to, or if I'm not completely sold on Yakuchonis, I could bring in Damian Lillard. I could bring in Anthony Black. I could bring in Kyrie Irving at 35 years old. Had a great season last year with the Mavericks. I mean, how much money do we have? We have plenty of money to spend. After some moves we made this offseason. We have a lot of free agents, but I'm not losing sleep over any of those guys. I mean, I could sign Donovan Mitchell as well and make him the point guard, but he did get a 5-year deal from the Cavs. I mean, let's offer him a deal. Let's give him a max contract, which is so much money. If he accepts this one, which he might, I think I'd prefer him over Kyrie just because he's 30 and Kyrie is 35, and I could put Donovan Mitchell as my point guard. I mean, Donovan Mitchell and Kobe White, like, I do run into some defensive issues with these guys. Anthony Black would probably be the best defensive guy here. And let's offer Kyrie a 2-year deal if I don't get Donovan Mitchell. But we are going to sign Donovan Mitchell a massive 4-year deal, $240 million. He'd become a very hated man in Cleveland, leaving the Cavs for a division rival Chicago Bulls team. So Kasparas Yakuchonis is going to be the backup. We just land Donovan Mitchell. I do want to sign another center. I kind of like Day'Ron Sharpe on a 2-year deal. So let's sign him there, and let's get a third string center as well. We could sign Moussa Diabate to a 2-year deal, so we now got at least 3 guys. I'm going to renounce the rights on Makwan Obrick. So, yeah, I can't believe I just landed Donovan Mitchell here to the Bulls. We're going to have Donovan Mitchell be a point guard now. So, does his overall go down a ton? It does go down a little bit, but, yeah, he's going to be... I don't know, like, he doesn't really have to be the main scorer. Like, I don't mind Donovan Mitchell kind of having, like, a Devin Booker career arc, and now he's just getting a lot of assists. He can still be a score-first guy. That's fine with me. So, right now, we have plenty of centers. We have our power forward rotation, small forward rotation, shooting guard rotation with Grimes and Robbins. I'm good with all this. Let's sign one more point guard. just in case somebody gets hurt, and that could be Trey Jones coming back on the minimum. So Donovan Mitchell actually regresses because of the position changed. Kobe White regresses, not sure if he's like, all right, I'm not the number one anymore. I'm upset with that. I mean, that was a big pickup to get Donovan Mitchell, who I did get in the Lakers rebuild, but he was a third option behind Luka and Jokic. He's now my number one option, or maybe a 1A, 1B with Kobe White. All right, so let's look at this rotation. It's going to be Donovan Mitchell, Kobe White. Yeah, there could be some defensive issues here. Buzelis, Boozer, and Williams. Essengate is going to be the sixth man. Yaku Jonas can get around 16 minutes a night. Grimes can get 20 minutes a night. JQ 14, Sharp 10. That's, yeah, that definitely works with me. So let's go 35 to Mitchell, 33 to White. We can go 29 to Mark Williams, and let's go 31 to Buzelis, 29 to Boozer as well. System proficiencies, oh, did Donovan retire? That's on me. I didn't even realize that I had a head coaching vacancy. So right now we have Dwight Fox. I mean, if I went to, I didn't even realize he was gone. Is there any free agents here that are like real head coaches? Probably not. Actually, Billy Donovan is there, so I don't know why we gave him a 4-year deal. Can I sign Billy Donovan back? That's who I wanted back. There we go. So system proficiency, yeah, like ignore all of that. Under Billy Donovan, 3.5 star balance. Let's see how we look throughout the first 3 games. We end up going 3-0 to start the 2028 season. Donovan Mitchell dropping 23 points. I expect Kobe White's numbers to drop this year. So Karl-Anthony Towns ends up winning NBA Cup MVP for the New York Knicks. We're off to a 20-5 start. Donovan Mitchell helping turn this team around. He's averaging just 5 assists a night. I thought that would be a little bit more so far this year, but I'm getting about 15 assists a night or close to it from Mitchell, White, and Boozer. I'm getting 3.5 out of Kasparis, whose efficiency looks a lot better coming off the bench. You can also look at like the finals, I guess, box score. It was the Knicks versus the Grizzlies here in the Cup tournament. So we are 21-6 to start off the year. We're actually currently the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We have a 9.3 point differential. The offense, top 6 now in the Eastern Conference, when we were like the worst last year, and we're still maintaining one of the best defenses in the East. Oh man. 2 big injuries last year, 1 massive injury this year. Cameron Boozer tears his left ACL. He's out for the year. He was having such an encouraging year, number 2. Now, I have no idea with the 2K injury system if he will be back at one point, but that is a massive loss. That is a huge loss for us, and basically could destroy our chances at winning an NBA Finals if that was even on the table or on the cards this year. I'm going to give like, yeah, let's go like 17 to Quaidance, and let's go about 9 minutes to the rookie Jared Robbins. That sucks so much. Cameron Boozer tore his ACL. All right, so we haven't really lost a step with the Cameron Boozer injury. We're on a 15-game winning streak. Look at that. 15-game winning streak, 9.9 point differential, second best in the NBA. The Spurs offered me Stephon Castle for Donovan Mitchell. I said, hell no. Donovan Mitchell is elevating this team right now. Kobe White's numbers are down noticeably from last year, but he's still been really good for us. He still has a true shooting of 63% for a 6'5 guard. Buzelis is averaging 15 points. I don't really need him to be a 20 point per game guy because we got Donovan Mitchell. Essengate, I think, is providing us some good defense on the perimeter. Quentin Grimes, really good 3-point shooter for us. So I don't even know if I'm going to make a trade. Yeah, like Robbins, I'm not going to really rely on in the playoffs. Also for Boozer, yeah, it still says he's out for the year, so I don't know if he'll come back. We do have Josh Green on this team. Like, I could make a trade. I do own my first-round pick this year if we wanted to be somewhat aggressive, but I don't really know how aggressive I want to be with the injury to Cameron Boozer. So, like, I could theoretically do, like, my first-round pick, lottery protected, plus Josh Green. I mean, we're not going to be picking in the lottery. We probably have already clinched ourselves a playoff spot. Like, I can get Cam Johnson, but like, I don't really need this guy that I'd be trading for unless like one more injury happens, which I should always be proactive about this stuff, but I'm going to risk it and hope that we could just ride this momentum. We're on a 16-game, or we were on a 16-game winning streak. We're killing it right now. We're 45-10. We're 35 games above 500. So Nikola Jokic decides to drop a 33.7 point triple-double with 14 rebounds and 11 assists. Yeah, you can have the MVP award. Tomas Lyles is your rookie of the year with the Knicks. Super efficient, 38% from 3, 89% from the free throw line. 6th man of the year goes to Josh Giddey, who's now in Golden State. It's been a rumor this offseason. Wemby Depoy, Mark Sears most improved, the former Crimson Tide. Shea ends up getting clutch player of the year, and we won 62 games without our starting power forward. Here's All-NBA first team. No shockers here, especially after Cade Cunningham elevating himself to being one of the best guards in the league. Trae Young, Halliburton, Luka. Giannis stayed in Milwaukee on a 5-year, $10 million extension on second team there. Here's All-NBA third team. Nobody likes switching teams there. Dyson Daniels, all defensive first team. Mark Williams, top 10 defender in the sport, Mark Williams. Let's go. I will take that. We ended up as a 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're taking on the Hornets, who lost to Boston but beat Toronto. They could still be a challenging team, like Knipple, LaMelo, Markkanen, Filipowski. I don't know if they're actually benching or having Brandon Miller come off the bench. I would disagree with that, but they could be somewhat of a pest to us. Yeah, so we are going to be without Cameron Boozer here. We're probably not going to change the rotation too much. Like Sharp is going to be the backup center. Kasparis is going to be the backup point guard. JQ, just kind of another body off the bench. I may go like 25 to Grimes. 4 more minutes here. I think I want to go like 30 to Essengay, and let's go 37 to Donovan Mitchell and see how far we can go. We're taking on the Hornets. This could have been LaMelo versus Lonzo, but we do not have Lonzo Ball anymore. We lose game 1 to an 8 seed, and we lose game 2 to an 8 seed. Coby White had 40 in this one, 15 rebounds. We almost came back in the fourth quarter. We outscored them 36 to 19. Game number 3 goes to the Chicago Bulls, 138-116. Coby White with 28 and 12. Buzelis with 22 and 8. Mark Williams 21 and 14. Game 4 does go to the Bulls, 108-94. Coby White had 35 in this one. Let's win 3 unanswered. Bang, there we go. 121-106. Mark Williams against his former team. I should have said that. 32 and 16. 13 assists for LaMelo. We're going to lose game 6, though, by 7. This has been a very close series. Donovan Mitchell dropped 37 in the game 6 loss. Let's see what happens here in game 7 of round number 1. Can we, I don't know. This is embarrassing that we're going to a game 7. This team won 60 games in the regular season, and we're on the doorsteps of potentially losing in round number 1. Just kidding. We are going to beat them. We have a very strong fourth quarter. Outscore them by 16. Donovan Mitchell says, we're not going home right now. He empties the clip. 40 points. Coby White and Mark Williams combined for 42. And we're going to have a tough test here in round number 2. It's going to be the Orlando Magic. These teams, it's like the Vucevic Bowl, right? Jace, Suggs, Franz, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr., Anthony Black stayed there. They have Cam Whitmore, Jed Howard, plenty of guys from the 2023 draft. Lose by 10 here in game number 1. Paolo versus Donovan Mitchell have plenty of history together, at least the 2023 playoffs round 1. 2024 playoffs round 1. Then we blow them out here in game number 2. Donovan Mitchell, 39 points in 39 minutes. Grimes, good to go. He had food poisoning. What is he eating at this time? Pizza randomly getting to the door. Happens with Bulls shooting guards. Coby White at 33, and we win 133-107 in game 3. All right, game number 4 goes to the Chicago Bulls, 131-116, 29 for Mitchell, 20 for Grimes, 19 and 10 for Buzelis. Game number 5 goes to the Bulls, and we are here in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. 74 from Montas and Donovan Mitchell. We're taking on the New York Knicks, who won the NBA Finals last year, so the reigning champions. Mitchell averaged 26 in round number 2. Any update on Boozer? Still out for the year. So let's see if we can beat the Knicks, who have added the number 1 pick, Tomas Lyles. They kept Karl-Anthony Towns in free agency. They either traded away Josh Hart or he's hurt. And it looks like Josh Hart is not here anymore. The bench is not great. We definitely have a better bench, I think, than them. But they win game 1 by 8. Coby White at 32. Mitchell at 22. We've lost game 1 and still won the series before. We win game 2, 102-87. Donovan Mitchell with 35 in this one. Game number 3 goes to the New York Knicks, 127-103. Mitchell with 35. Don't go down 3-1. Bang, there we go. Massive win. Last time Donovan Mitchell played, Donovan Mitchell is 0-2 against Jalen Brunson in the playoffs from Utah, Dallas in 2022, and then New York, Cleveland in 2023. Game 5 here goes to the Bulls. We take a 3-2 lead. Are they going to force a game 7? Yep, they are. They win by 4. Cat drops 27 and 14 in an elimination game at home. So here we go. Game 7. Winner's going to take on the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. The Knicks get off to a good start, but we end the first quarter on a strong note. Second quarter on a strong note as well. Third quarter, okay, like we're going to have the terrible starts at the starter quarters, but we're finishing strong. We're up by 5, up by 7 with 3:50 to go. There we go. We're closing it out. We are closing it out. We're going to win 123-117, and the Chicago Bulls have advanced to the 2028 NBA Finals. OG Bull Coby White drops 40 in this one. Wemby and Donovan Mitchell take home conference finals MVPs. So Mitchell gets it over Coby White. Both of them were fantastic there. Kasparis struggling a little bit. I think for the finals, Kasparis, who's been kind of not great throughout the playoffs, is going to get like 10 minutes a night. Let's go 40 to Mitchell, 37 to Coby White. Here we go. Taking on the Spurs in the NBA Finals. Fox, Harper, Bryant, Sohan, Wemby, Castle coming off the bench, Jalen Lowe from Pittsburgh, Jabari Walker. They've seed up as well. It does look like Devin Vassell is hurt. How long is Vassell out for? Should have went the other way. So Devin Vassell fractured his left leg. He's out for the year. The DeMar DeRozan Bowl, we could say. We end up losing by 17 in game number 1. We've lost game 1 like maybe every series. Yeah, every series we've lost game number 1. So this is a trend. We win game number 2 by 13. I don't know why we don't show up in game number 1. We do lose game 3 by 2. They go up 3-1. It's probably over. We tied up. There we go. This has been like deja vu from the Hornets and Knicks series. You go down 2-1, you tie it up, but we've taken the 3-2 lead. I don't think we've been down 3-2 in any series so far. Game 6, can we stay alive? Yes, we can. 115-97. Donovan Mitchell, I love it. Empty the clip when the season is on the line. He takes 21 shots. He drops 36. Game 7 of the NBA Finals, folks. This is what it's all about. 2028 NBA Finals. Good first quarter. Oh my God, do not choke this. Great third quarter. We're up by 17 in the third. Do not choke this. Okay, you're up by 10. You're up by 10. Do not choke this. Up by 14. Up by 17. And the Chicago Bulls are going to be winning the 2028 NBA Finals. We went 41-41 last year. 62-20 this year. We lose Cameron Boozer for most of the year, and we still ended up winning it all. Finals MVP goes to Donovan Mitchell. Is that one of the best free agency signings in NBA history? Because he just won Finals MVP first year here. 50, 47, 80 splits here in year number 1 in Chicago. So this is what, year 3 of a Bulls rebuild, and I won it all. That's amazing stuff. I don't want to end it here. I definitely want to do another year. All right, so my owner likes me now in the offseason. We're going to have a ton of points. Well, I guess just 5 for the improvement, so I can get this back up again that I had to go down back in like the first offseason. We see Kevin Durant, James Harden, Steph Curry, Paul George, Tobias Harris, and Bulls legend Nikola Vucevic all retire. KCP, technically a Bulls legend. Caruso's a Bulls legend. And we're going to see Doc Rivers and Jordan Ott retire as well. Loaded Hall of Fame class with 4 guys getting inducted. KD does not get his jersey retired. KD does by the Thunder. Paul George doesn't get his jersey retired. So let's advance here to the draft lottery. Do we have any random picks here? In the lottery, we do not. And the winners are going to be the Sacramento Kings. So I feel like win the lottery a ton here. We are going to have the 30th overall pick in this draft. We also own, I think, the 15th overall pick via the Memphis Grizzlies from the Nikola Vucevic trade a couple years ago. Billy Donovan now has a college national title and an NBA title under his belt with us winning the 2028 finals. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of centers at the top. Quincy Jenkins from Marquette. Earl Armstrong from Evansville, 6'9", and then Benjamin Ellis, 6'9", as well, projected to go in the top 15. We're getting mocked Matt Hicks from Duquesne. Actually looks pretty good. 6'6", comp to like maybe Pete Maravich at his ceiling. So we are going to get Cameron Boozer back in 4 to 6 months. It's crazy we won it all with him being banged up. So maybe I look to draft a power forward. We'll see how this goes. I do have 2 first-round picks. I plan on making both of these selections. So Wesley Robertson actually goes number 1. It's not going to be a center. He's a 73 overall point guard, 23 years old, out of LSU. Okay, first LSU player to go number 1 since Ben Simmons back in 2016. Robert Hansen goes number 2. And then Earl Armstrong from Evansville goes number 3. The highest overall out of all these guys. I don't know, just 6'9", a little bit undersized at the 5 spot. John Larson from URI goes. He's 7 foot tall. Lamont Jones Garcia goes. Ooh, Larson actually looks intriguing as a prospect. So we're on the clock here at 15, and we could look to take somebody like Rick White, who's 6'5", could maybe space the floor. I don't think that power forward that small forward. Oh no, Mac Hicks is here. You know, I'm gonna take Mac Hicks here. 6'6" out of Duquesne, maybe better than Robbins, who I took in the first round last year, right? Robbins. Who is 21 years old, 73 overall. I think that's set, or 71. And then I took an Argentinian center here at number 30, and that's going to be Felix Nunez, who's going to be probably our 3rd string center next year. We are going to pick up the team option on Sharp, Boozer, Quainance, Essengay, and Kasper Jakuchonis. Luka Doncic is going to be a free agent. I don't think we're going to be signing him. My big free agency signing was Donovan Mitchell, and I guess it was the right one. So, yeah, we're about to pay Buzelis a decent amount of money here. If we look at the rotation, like, I'm cool with these 4 as our center rotation. Maybe I end up signing like a different power forward. We could do that. I may have to cut somebody. Like, we could pick up Bobby Portis. He was once a Bull back in the day, drafted back in 2015. But I'm going to eventually get Cameron Boozer back, so maybe I end up going with like a Deron Holmes on a 1-year deal worth like $3.2 million. So let's sign him. Let's renounce the rights on Jones, Josh Green as well. And then after moratorium, let's give Matas Buzelis a decent extension. It could be north of $20 million a year to start. So it's going to be 4 years, 95. Did Luka leave? Oh my God, this is the funniest possible situation. Luka leaves LA after 3.5 years to go back to the Dallas Mavericks. That's just funny. Zion stays with the Pelicans. And Anthony Davis, no freaking way, signs with the Lakers. You really can't make this up. No way that happened. I will say a lot of the top free agents ended up getting signed here on day 12. Like Ja Morant stayed in Memphis. He got 3 years, 153. It's nice to see all these guys staying. Pascal Siakam got 64 million from the Pacers. It's a lot easier when these guys are not all getting 60 million a year. So Donovan Mitchell wins an NBA Finals MVP and regresses. Okay, I will say on paper, this isn't like a great team to win the finals. Boozer's in 84. He'll hopefully be back before the new year, like the new calendar year in 2029. So Anthony Davis, who just signed a 3-year deal with the Lakers, is apparently going to retire at the end of the year. We are going to start the season with JQ at the power forward position. Yeah, I don't mind that. And like we can have like SNG kind of run the second unit. So let's go 30 to Mark Williams. Stuff like go a decent amount to Kobe White, Donovan Mitchell, and Montas Buzelis. Quentin Grimes can get 18 minutes a night. Like, let's give Robin some playing time. He can get 12 a night. I guess I kind of need to play another center instead of like Matt Hicks. So we'll see what Nunez can do just for like 7 minutes a night. And then we may end up changing this throughout the year. We're going to get Cameron Boozer back eventually also. So the first 3 games, we end up going 1-2. We beat the Nets by 41, but we ended up losing to the Clippers by 19 and to the Heat by 3, so not off to the best start this so far. And then we have 4 games here. We lose Mark Williams for 1 to 2 weeks, not terrible. So we are 7-4 to start off the year. We just lost Robbins for like 1 to 2 weeks, and Mark Williams just came back. Our leading scorer has been Donovan Mitchell, followed by Kobe White and Montas Buzelis. The new big 3 in Chicago move over Jordan, Rodman, and Pippen. It's Mitchell, Montas, and Kobe. And Jason Tatum averaged 35 points throughout the NBA Cup. He got Cup MVP. We are 17-9 to start off the year. Mitchell and White still looking like a dynamic duo there in the backcourt. Mitchell only averaging 4.1 assists. I really thought he was going to be more of an efficient point guard, or not efficient, just more of like an effective point guard as a passer. We're just not getting that connection right now. All right, so here at the trade deadline, we are 36-15. Unfortunately, we just lost Kasparas Jakučionis to an ankle injury, who's been maybe one of the best backup point guards in the game. A part of me is like, should I just put Jakučionis at the 1, Mitchell at the 2, and have Kobe White be a 6th man? We did get Cameron Boozer back, who's been also a lethal scorer coming off the ACL tear. Kind of have a big 4 now with Mitchell, Boozer, White, and Buzelis. Like Mark Williams, still a fine, like good athletic rim running center. Jane Quaidance is a good backup center. Noah Essengay shooting 56% from the field. I think we're in a good position to potentially go back-to-back. Day'Ron Sharpe's averaging 10 rebounds a night. Is he playing more than Mark Williams? No, they're playing roughly a similar amount. Interesting. Jared Robbins has been pretty good this year in like a season where he's playing a little bit more. Matt Hicks hasn't really played. I thought I was going to make a trade at the deadline. I don't think so. I like what we got right now. Mark Williams and Quentin Grimes are expiring contracts. I'm not going to really re-sign them at the moment. So let's see if this team can go back-to-back here in 2029. And Wemby takes home the 2029 MVP award. The guy that I was kind of hating on, the #1 overall pick, got Rookie of the Year, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists in Sacramento. Stephon Castle, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy, so they've already taken home 3 awards. Elijah Arenas Most Improved, Tatum Clutch Player of the Year. He also got Cup MVP, and Coach of the Year goes to Billy Donovan. We go 63-19, 1 more win this year than what we had last year, I believe, when we ran the table and won an NBA Finals. Josh Giddey, All-NBA 3rd team, 23-8-8. Who knew that Josh Giddey was going to be the Steph Curry successor? Tomas Lyles, the #1 pick from last year's draft. Absolute bucket, man. Oh my God, 55, 41, 90 splits as well. We don't get like a Mark Williams on an all-defensive team, unfortunately, but we do end the season as a 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We got JQ back ready to go for the playoffs. We finished with a 10.6 point differential. Atlanta was better than us with no Trae Young. They have Khalil Ware, Jonathan Kuminga, and we did finish with the 2nd best point differential. It would have been #1 in the Western Conference. We had 3 20-point per game scorers: Cameron Boozer, Kobe White, and Donovan Mitchell. Montas Buzelis still really good, and this team, I believe, is at full strength, ready to go for the playoffs. So what the rotation is going to be, you can definitely guess the starting 5. We're going to go like 18 to Jakučionis. We're going to go like 22 to Essengay. We're going to go 15 to Grimes. We'll go 15 to JQ, who can basically be the backup center over Day'Ron Sharpe. So let's go 38 to Donovan Mitchell, 34 to Kobe White, 33 to Buzelis, 37 to Cameron Boozer. We're taking on Detroit in round #1. Cade Cunningham, who's won an NBA Finals MVP here in this rebuild. Let's see if we're able to beat them. We do lose game #1 by 16. Boozer had 31 points in the loss. Cade had 37. Game #2 is going to go to the Chicago Bulls, 127-114, 34 for Boozer, 24 for Kobe White. Game 3, Goes to the Bulls. Let's go. 1-1. Cade at 61. Are you kidding me? What a performance for Cade Cunningham. 44 for Donovan Mitchell. Game 4. Quentin Grimes hyperextended his knee, but he's good to go. We win it. Let's go. By 10. Asar 27. 14 rebounds for Mark Will. 11 assists for Kasparis. Game 5 goes to the Chicago Bulls. 120-109. 37 for Cameron Boozer. And we're going to advance to round number 2 to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's see what the stats were. Boozer said, move over, Donovan Mitchell. I'm the guy here in Chicago. Taking on Cleveland, who is starting R.J. Lewis Jr. Shout out R.J. Lewis Jr. from St. John's, man. They also have Mark Sears, so they have some 2025 college basketball legends. And we are going to win game 1 by a lot. We beat them by 23. Buzelis and Kobe White, the OG Bulls, combining for 68. We're going to lose Essengay for 1 to 2 weeks. It's not the worst injury to have in the world. We're probably going to just bump up JQ's minutes to like 22 a night. And then I'm going to get Day'Ron Sharpe in there. I guess I could play Jared Robbins, who was pretty good. But I think I'd rather just get the body out there and Day'Ron Sharpe. So we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. Oh my God, we destroy them. Mitchell, I didn't even mention Mitchell against his former team. 77 from Mitchell and White combined. We win game 3, 117-107. 50 for White and Mitchell. Game 4, we do lose this one, 115-103. 29-24 for Mitchell and White. And we're going to win in 5. So we win by 3 here. 64 from that backcourt duo who's just, I don't know, they're killing it, man. Kobe White averaged 30.8 in round number 2. Mitchell averaged 29.8. Take it on Atlanta. We'll see. Oh, they got Bennett Sturts as their starting point guard right now. We just got Essengate back, and we won game 1 by 7. And this might have been double overtime. Mitchell played 50 minutes here. What a game 1. So I think what I'm going to do is just bench Sharpe, get Essengate back in here. All right, so on to game number 2 against Atlanta with Essengate back, and we lost by 7. This is already looking like an amazing series. We win game 3 by 41. Boozer dropped 42 in this one. We lose game 4, though, by 9. Reese 28, Boozer 27. Game number 5, a massive win by us by 4 in a defensive battle here. Can we go back to the NBA Finals? Yes, we can. We win in 6, 117-108. Mitchell with 29. Essengate with 22. And we're taking on the LA Clippers. What? That ain't who I think it is. Jett Howard winning Conference Finals MVP and Cameron Boozer. I mean, yeah, this team does not have like Harden, Lopez, Chris Paul anymore. They still have Kawhi and Zubats. It's Jett Howard, Cam Christie, and Chucky Hepburn. 1, 2, and 3. We should beat them. 39 for Mitchell to start things off. Game 2 goes to the Bulls. 120-114 in overtime. Kobe White at 29 here. We do lose Kobe. No, we don't lose Kobe White, but he's going to have an injury for the rest of the season. We're up 3-0, though. Kobe White with 21, Mitchell with 19, and we sweep the LA Clippers. Donovan Mitchell is your finals MVP. 28 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 2 steals, 55-48. I guess 1,000 splits. Yeah, I'll take that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we didn't even, or Kasparis tore his hamstring. He was out. We had a strained hip to Kobe White, and we still ended up winning the NBA Finals here in 29. NBA Finals, yeah, definitely deserve to go to Donovan Mitchell as your Finals MVP. So now Donovan Mitchell, yeah, 2 Finals MVPs in his career. And you know what? Let's do one more year. Let's see if we could three-peat with this team, because the Bulls have been synonymous with three-peats in the past, right? Just Jordan and the Bulls three-peating in the 90s 2 different times. So we're going to do one more year. We may lose some guys here in the offseason. Ime Udoka ends up retiring. AD and Dame from the 2012 draft class, and Draymond too, all retiring. I'm surprised Draymond didn't go to the Hall of Fame. It would have been crazy if we had some like draft pick here in the lottery. The Rockets are getting 1, Pacers at 2, and Rockets via Phoenix there at number 3. We own our pick at number 30. So the Rockets in the top 3 ended up taking Dusty Barlow and Vic Green, 2 small forwards, and then Vincent Fry, the son of Channing Frye, not really, was sandwiched in between them. So I ended up taking a point guard later on here. I took Charlie Woodson, almost Charles Woodson, the defensive back. Where's he out of Wake Forest? Is that correct? Yeah, Wake Forest. So let's sign Boozer, Quainance, and Jared Robbins here to some team options. I think I could look to bring back Mark Williams in free agency. I'm not going to bring back Holmes, but I think I'm going to let Quentin Grimes walk, because I think Robbins could probably step up. So let's bring back Mark Williams on like a 3-year deal. Like I said, I'm going to let Grimes walk. We'll see what Essengay and Nakachonis are going to cost me to bring back as well. So let's renounce the rights on Quentin Grimes, and Kasparis gets a deal from the Rockets. Essengay gets a deal from the Bucks. You know what? We're going to let Kasparis walk. He's injured right now, but he's not a starter, so I don't really want to pay bench money that much to a bench player. So we're going to bring back Essengay, 2 years, 30. but Kasparis can go sign with a different team unless like something. Nope, he didn't end up signing. It still has that weird thing in 2K. And I'm going to bring back Day'Ron Sharpe on the minimum, I think. So we're going to sign him to that. And I guess we're going to get Kasparis on the qualifying offer. LaMelo Ball also hasn't signed here. Anybody switch up at the top? Doesn't really look like it. So we get Kasparis on the qualifying offer. Mitchell is down to an 85. Okay, well, he's starting to regress now. This is definitely Cameron Boozer's team or close to it. All right, let's see how Cameron Boozer looks this year. Like I said, it's going to be his team. He's going to play definitely the most minutes, probably get the most shots up as well. I'd like to get Mac Hicks in here just to see what he can do, but I think Jared Robbins is developing into a nice 2-guard. All right, so we are 36-13 at the trade deadline. We have almost, well, over a double better point differential than the Miami Heat, who are currently the 1 seed. Boozer, Mitchell, and White all dropping 20 a night. Mitchell did get hurt recently, but we have Yakuchonis as a backup who's been very good for us. Also, shout out to Jared Robbins, who's probably been better than what Quentin Grimes was for us. I'm not going to make any trades. Let's see if this team can three-peat. So John Moran actually won the 2030 MVP award. I actually meant to scroll over, and I didn't do that, and I can't go backwards. I apologize about that. Do we get anybody on an All-NBA team? No, but I still see Josh Giddey there. Wesley Robertson, All-NBA 13. We actually do get Cameron Boozer on All-NBA 13. Dude shot 53 from the field, 44 from 3, and 90 from the free throw line. Absolute beast for us right now. So we ended the season, I think, with our 3rd straight 1 seed. We're taking on Cleveland, who we beat in the conference finals last year. We had a point differential 10 points better than them. Hopefully we can go all the way this year. We don't have any injuries, I think. Nothing like serious. Like Kobe White can play through a hip injury he had last year. And Kasparis has a hip injury as well. So for the playoffs, we know it's going to be the same starting 5. They want to start. Yeah, no, we're not going to start Robbins over Mitchell. SNK can get 24. We'll go 17 to Yakuchonis, 17 to Quainance, 17 to Robbins. So we'll do something like this. Boozer can get 38. Mitchell can get 38. And then I'd like to go at least like something like that. So here we go. We're taking on Cleveland in round number 1. Sears, Dort, Jaime, Mobley, Allen, McDaniels. Good defensive team. It's just not what it used to be. We are up 1-0, down 2-1. We take a 3-2 lead, and we are going to beat them in 6 to take on now Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic in round number 2. A team we have beaten before in the playoffs. But Bobby Klitman is their 6th man. Damn, we went up 2-0, and they just won 3 unanswered. They won game 5 by 19. Can we force a game 7? Yes, we can. All right, so we made it to the conference finals the last 2 years. Are we going to get knocked out early? Nope. We are going to come back down 3-2 to win this series in 7 to take on the New York Knicks here in the conference finals. In that series, it was all Boozer, Mitchell, and White. And can we beat the New York Knicks, who have Tomas Lyles, Bridges, Anunoby, Cat, Hood, Schifino, Brunson? Yeah, like their bench isn't great. And the Chicago Bulls, let's see, we're going to go back to the NBA Finals to take on the Utah Jazz. This is the final year. How fitting would it be to complete the 3-peat against Utah, a team Michael Jordan owned against in the playoffs, basically, with like obviously the step back game winner and all that. I'm pretty sure the flu game was against Utah. So they won game 1. Dash Daniels is like kind of a star. They drafted him 2nd overall. Bailey, George, Koulibaly's there. Kessler, Walter Clayton. They take a 2-0 lead, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 them. They're actually going to beat us. Wow. So we're not going to be able to 3-peat today. That is unfortunate. Dash Daniels is him. He did something Malone or Stockton couldn't do. Defeat the Bulls in the NBA Finals just like that. So we were able to win the 2028 Finals and the 2029 Finals at least. And I hope you guys did enjoy the Chicago Bulls rebuild. We had 3 OG Bulls stay to the end. Kobe White, Matas Buzelis, and Noah Essengay. If you guys did enjoy it, appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Drop down below in the comments which team I should rebuild next. Catch you guys in that one. Peace.